We are so lucky to get Melinda back again. I don't know if everyone knows, has anyone heard of UWM before, United Wholesale Mortgage? Hopefully a lot of you guys, most of your loans probably go to them. And the reason why is because they're the #1 lender in America, including retail and wholesale combined. That's pretty freaking amazing. So there's a reason why we as loan officers love UWM because they're amazing. Their technology is unparalleled. The way they treat their client, the way they communicate, it's amazing. And it all kind of comes from Melinda. There's over 7,000 employees at UWM. Can you imagine trying to manage that? All the processes, the entire operations, that's what she does. So if you think anyone knows anything about processes, it's gonna be her. She graduated from Vanderbilt as well, and she is honestly one of the most impressive, incredible women that I know. The CEO of UWM is also amazing. His name is Matt Ishbia. And she's kind of the machine behind him as well. So the two of them together are powerful to be reckoned with. So we're going to bring Melinda to the stage. She's going to educate us for the next half hour.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful and a lot coming from you because I think you're very amazing too. Good morning. How are you? I like our last two up here. They got you going, talking, energized, and excited. It's still morning. You're not getting hungry yet, so I'm at a perfect time to talk. Thank you so much for being here today. I love it. Hopefully you're taking great advantage. I know that continuing education is one of those necessary evils in both of our worlds, but it's always great to actually pay attention and listen and learn some great things, and hopefully you have some great takeaways, a couple things from me and the rest of the speakers today too. So happy to be with you here today. Just to thank you for the warm welcome. I am Chief Operating Officer for UWM, and I am not here to talk about mortgages, I promise. But obviously we're in the same industry and we very much impact each other. One of the most important things to remember, so we are 100% wholesale. Does everybody know the difference between wholesale, retail in the mortgage world? I will fill in just in case. So retail is business to consumer direct. They interact directly with the consumer. My client is a mortgage broker like Ultimate is. So mine is more business to business, and then the mortgage broker interacts with the borrower. I will do a plug of wholesale because it really is the best way to get a mortgage. So if you're out there using retail, wholesale, the whole point of it is to find the best rates and the best programs for your home buyers. That's what wholesale is all about. So they have access to a whole bunch of different lenders. But why have the mortgage girl up here in front of a bunch of real estate professionals? We're actually far more alike because I'm in wholesale than we are different. So in the wholesale world, there's probably about 70 to 80 different wholesale lenders out there, okay? And by definition of a mortgage broker, they should have a few that they do business with because there might be programs that I don't do that others can do. So in the wholesale world, we are not captive. So retail, they have loan officers that have to submit stuff through their own bank, their own company only. In my world, I got to work my butt off for the next loan. Every single loan I got to work my butt off for. You guys the same way? You're working hard for every transaction that you do to really wow them. I'm the same way. I'm only as good as my last loan and only as good as my relationships that I build with my clients. So that's why the mortgage girl is up here talking today. So hopefully that makes some sense. But just like you, people have choices. Are there a lot of real estate professionals out there that a home buyer can pick from? Yes, they are. That's your competition, exactly. Same thing in the mortgage world. So, all right, am I working? No, it's probably me though. All right, will you forward me? Perfect. All right, so here to talk about processes a little bit today. I will tell you, I'm going to talk about UWM a little bit, but not as a sales pitch at all again. Everything that we do in UWM is a process. So what I'm all about, I love a good client experience, and to give a great client experience is all about processes that are behind there. So, sorry, I'm not working. Am I hitting the right button? Maybe. Okay, so UWM is the #1 lender in the country, okay? That is overall between wholesale, retail, all of it. We do more loans given both wholesale and retail combined, okay? We took over that spot in, I think, the third quarter of last year. When I started 12 years ago, just to give a little bit of reference, we closed at $1 billion in loans the entire year. Now I do that in 2 to 3 business days. So it is a huge amount of growth. What I like to reflect on and what I want the message here today is like, how do we do it? Like, what are we all about? We are a crazy, crazy, relentless obligation to service. We are nuts when it comes to service and serving our mortgage brokers and our clients and the home buyers in that process. So we have, this is pretty crazy, currently about 40, so now let's just talk wholesale. So wholesale is about 20% of the market, retail is about 80% of the market. Of the wholesale world, we're over a 45% market share. I think it's a testament to, I do truly believe how good we are. And again, that's what I want to share with you, how we got to the spot and why we're in that number one spot. So like Jacinda said, yes, we have 7,000 people at UWM who work on our loans. We're only mortgage. We do nothing else with those 7,000 people. And like she said, getting 7,000 people to give the ultimate client experience is difficult to do. Hard enough to control a child or two, yes, for the parents out there, let alone 7,000 people out there as well. So my whole job is to have awesome service where my mortgage broker walks away wowed, and you as the real estate professional walks away wowed, like, wow, that was really easy. The home buyer is so happy, great referral source. That's the whole point of my job for sure. How many of you are familiar with Net Promoter Score as a client service measurement? A couple of you? Okay, I won't spend a ton of time on it. The companies in the world that are known for greatness, we'll say, Nordstrom, Apple, Disney, Chick-fil-A, that one always gets thrown in there. They're in like the 70s. So in the Net Promoter world, 70 is a good score. We're high 80s to low 90s on any given month, okay? That shows how nuts we are when it comes to a service standpoint. So, and I will tell you, the secret sauce behind it all is the process. So that's what we're here to talk about. The most important thing, can you flip me? The most important thing to remember, what I sell and what you sell, I don't sell a mortgage. I don't sell, oh, I'm just gonna get some funds to the table and the house gets bought and everything's fine. That's not my product. My product is the experience of getting a mortgage to the closing table and through it and funded, okay, the entire thing. What's yours? Are you just like, oh, gave them a house? No, you're selling the same thing. You're selling the experience of getting a house. You're not just selling a house. Do we all agree on that one? Okay, the experience is everything that there is. Now, one of the things that I love, and I don't know, I was a mortgage broker loan officer for the 12 years prior to coming to UWM for the last 12 years. I took me until, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago, to really realize and appreciate how impactful what we do is. I mean, how cool is it to be in the housing industry and sell people their homes? It's amazing. And I'm not just talking because it's the biggest financial investment they'll make. Like, who cares about that? That's not a big deal. Nobody wants a big financial loan anyway, right? Hey, we always say nobody wants the mortgage. They just want you guys because they want the house in there. But it's very cool to be involved in something that's very emotional. It's the spot where people will raise their families. It's the spot where they will make memories. It's the spot where they'll get their first dog. Is that a new clicker? Awesome. They're with the big green button. Where they'll have their first child potentially. There's a lot. Like, how lucky are we to be involved in something so emotional? So realize the impact of your providing this great experience. We sell something pretty awesome, I won't swear, and never taking that for granted. So it makes it a little bit easier. And the other thing to remember too, we're all in one big transaction together, okay? So if you're an awesome realtor and you do a great job of keeping in touch and an awesome job getting everybody there, you're an awesome communicator, are there other people in our transactions? Yes. What do we got? Loan officer, you got your own broker sometimes, you got a title company, you get appraisers, inspectors, and a whole host of other things in there. Guess what? It's all part of one big experience that you're going to be judged on, just like me, okay? So really, really important. Make sure that hey, find a great inspector. Don't say, hey, buyer, I don't know, go Google some inspection company. No, find somebody who is amazing, who's going to contribute to the same amazing experience that you're trying to give them, just as an example. All right, I'm working now. Okay, service. I am a service freak. Everywhere I go, everybody I see, I am evaluating their service. When I open the door for somebody and they don't say thank you, I'm like, oh, darn. Sometimes I'll be like, you're welcome, if I'm in the sassy mood. If I have a phone call, if I'm chatting with Delta, God help me, like that's the worst thing ever, but it's worse to call them. If I'm buying a taco from Taco Bell, if I'm walking into the Apple store, I am a constant evaluator. I don't know if that's normal, to be honest with you. Do any of you guys do that? Couple, please? Okay, good. All right, well, my point is, because we sell service and experience, if you don't do that, do it, okay? Realize the way that people impact you, okay? And this is easy, the way to think about it. Think of your best hotel experience you've ever had. Got one in your head? What made it great? I'll tell you my great one. It's kind of funny. They always, like, I love when something goes wrong and they're like, oh, here's a box of chocolates. Cool, people love free stuff, right? My other one, though, this one's actually a little goofy to say. It's like, it was a hotel in South Carolina and they had like unlimited snacks. And I'm like, wow, I would go back there in a second for that, unlimited bags of Chips Ahoy that I probably only had one of. Like we're pretty easy when it comes to service as humans. Think about, we'll do an easier one. Think about a great meal that you've had. Got something in your head? What made it great? It wasn't just that they brought the food on time and they got the funds to closing, right? It was probably they interacted with you. Maybe they knew your name. Maybe they talked to your kids. Maybe they bought you a free drink or a free dessert just because they flat out enjoyed you. Maybe they did mess up and they brought you free dessert and took that off your bill. There was something memorable about it, right? Think of the last time you've been in a restaurant. It probably, literally your last one. Do you even remember the last time you went out? Like, I don't know. I mean, I went out here in Salt Lake last night, so I remember mine because it was a special place that I haven't been to. But my point is, a lot of service opportunities are very non-memorable. Okay? They just meet expectations and that, oh, my food arrived on time and it was hot. Score, right? No, like to have the best elite experience really is more to it. So always being memorable in whatever your experience is. I bet you guys can all tell me your worst experience for hotel and restaurant, yeah? Oh, yeah. Everybody remembers the bad. So some strategies for that, like when things go bad, try and do something extra right. That's why they give that free drink or that free dessert in the end. So personally, I love high energy people. I love to laugh. I love friendliness. I love genuine, just nice people. Like that's what I appeal to service-wise, or which I like service-wise. So here's the thing. Service is actually extraordinarily complex. It's a non-tangible. Nobody can tell you exactly what to do that makes everybody feel. Nobody can exactly tell you how to make the product of service, right? You can. Hey, I can go work at McDonald's. They can tell me how to make a hamburger. But service is one of those really, really kind of complex things because it's all about how you make somebody feel at the end of the day. So a couple things like, one of the terms that we use a lot, hopefully a good thing to remember, surprise and delight. Do you like to be surprised about things and delighted when things happen? Did you expect that free dessert or that free drink or to take it off your bill? Did you expect the free snacks, whatever it is? No, it's like that element of surprise and constantly delighting people, really, really important. So when things go wrong, we have something called make it right. We'll send them something. I'm so sorry that X happened on this loan. When somebody has, because we're so relationship driven, when somebody has a momentous part in their life, maybe they had a baby, maybe they're a grandmother for the first time, we have something called magic makers. Hey, send them a bouquet of flowers. Congratulations on this new birth. Should we all maintain good relationships? Should you maintain good relationships with your home buyers? Exactly. Finding those things, just surprise and delight. Is it nice to be thought of? Oh my gosh, they remembered X or Y. Yes, it's amazing. You guys all know that one. That's not one I have to tell you to watch out and react for. And the crazy one is the handwritten thank you note. Is that pretty it's pretty impressive to get. And literally, it takes you 35 seconds. And the overwhelming thing back, oh my gosh, thank you so much for taking the time out to write this note. And I'm it was 15 seconds, but it's impactful, okay? So just think of the little things that really, that happen to you that you're give that to your clients. Surprise, delight, be memorable. Don't just check the box. Yep, got my home. It was okay, I'm in there. Nah. All right. So to do that, like I just said, it's a little complex to say, here's how to make a service product, okay? So the most important thing at UWM, to get 7,000 people to deliver an awesome experience to the mortgage brokers, everything is a process. Our phone calls are a process. Of course, ordering an appraisal is a process, like you would expect. When things go wrong, there's a process for that. Like, everything is a laid out process because we have sat down and figured, here's what we think is the best way to do it for now, right now in this moment, and that's what we execute on. It's very purposeful, and I'll tell you, we change it up all the time. So the most important thing, like, think about the experience. Think about your great experiences, and then think about, what do I want my home buyer to walk away with when I'm done with this? How do I want them to feel? And then design your processes from there. Okay, could be as simple as like, hey, how you wrote up the offer, or did you attend the closing? Did you drop them a gift at closing? Did you take the keys over? Did you let them e-sign? Did you make them sign in person? There's a lot of things that go into it. So, you know, the easy ones process-wise, like, hey, how do you write up an offer? You know that. Like, it gets more complex as you try to make yourself a little bit more memorable. The communication. Do you like knowing the status of things? Yes. Do you like when people are available and ready to do business with you and can answer any questions that come up? Yes. I will say, I'll do a side pitch here. Answer your phones. Tell the mortgage brokers, loan officers, the same thing. Answer your phones. If I was a prospective buyer and somebody like, hey, I'm calling to sign, I'm going to move on to somebody else who answers their phone or who calls me back really quick, okay? There's some, again, kind of ingest the things that are good for you. Now, the tougher ones, like, okay, from a business standpoint, how do you position yourself as an expert? How do you get new business? How do you market yourself? How do you brand yourself? Those are harder too, but that can all be part of a process that you follow each time. And then, how do you differentiate yourself, right? So what are the free things that you want to put in? How do you make yourself memorable? Do those handwritten notes, all of those great things. So, and just remember, this is really important. Don't look at selling homes or real estate as how you want to do it. The whole point, the whole reason that UWM is so successful is because we try and do what best serves the client. Okay, I get it. People don't want to answer their phone when they're at their kid's soccer game, okay? And maybe that's the choice that you make, and that's okay. But hey, is that best for the client who's calling in and who really wants to talk with somebody? No. And just note to self here, are people's attention spans getting smaller by the minute? They are. It's insane. Like, I don't even understand it. Like, we're living in a totally different world. I think, part of it is like, we have so much information. Like, I was telling my kids what an encyclopedia is. Woo, that was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you went to a library to work on a paper? Like, it's kind of crazy. So I think the access of information, people demand stuff now, right? So they want somebody who picks up the phone and moves forward from there. Okay, so you're going to call the play. This is the most important part, is running the play, okay? You know what you want to do. Now you got to make yourself do it every single time. A couple reasons. One, because it's what you decided is the best thing. Two, if you don't run the play that you called, or your team, for those of you who have a team, don't run the play that was called, how do you know if the play works? Right? Run the play, see what the outcome is. And it's really hard. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to make yourself do things that you weren't doing before. Does everybody love being uncomfortable? No, nobody was. But anytime we do new things or try new things, is it uncomfortable? It is. It's human nature. Don't try and fight human nature. Just be aware of human nature, okay? It's hard. Realize it's hard to be disciplined, and it's hard to do these things and start somewhere. But most important part, start somewhere. One line. Hey, get better today than you were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than you were today. Tweak small stuff. It's simple. Like, let that mantra from a business standpoint stay in your head. Be better tomorrow than I am today by tweaking something and making it better. And please, from the, don't let crazy, like, what ifs get in your head. Like, hey, you got these great ideas, but I'll give you an example. In our world, at our company, we have something called No Call Left Behind. We're very, very passionate on availability. A person answers the phone each time that somebody calls in. I had to make the decision of like, okay, shoot. Am I going to have somebody put them on hold? I'm on a call. I have another call that comes in. What's more important? the availability that somebody always answers, or hey, sometimes they're not going to answer because they might be on another call, okay? So this is just an example of, and we make the decision, hey, if I'm on the call, hey, can I put you on hold for one quick second? Hey, is it something quick, or can I call you back in 5 minutes, okay? So those are the service changes, or the way that we think about things, but don't let, like, if you decide, you know what, I'm going to start answering my phone more, but what if, like, somebody calls in, like, what, it's okay, just try it, and you will know. In fact, it's interesting because it's probably the client service play that I get the most positive feedback on, but I never actually hear anybody say, oh, I'm so mad that they, put me on hold for a second to answer another call. So that to me is telling me that that's the right play. Measure and tweaking things. So who loves change? 0? I usually have 1 or 2 in a crowd this size. Whoa, okay. I've learned to love it over time. But it's constant changing. Measure and tweak all the time. I will tell you, we probably tweak 50 things a day at UWM because we found a better, different way to do it based on feedback. It is constant. This is not a set and forget. This is not the, hey, I'm going to go run this play. Because frankly, sometimes things stop working that used to work. Like an example, like, I don't know, like back to the attention span thing. Like maybe your thing was doing like home buyer seminars at your local library. Like I don't know if it works anymore because I don't think people have the attention span anymore. And my God, you do an on Zoom webinar for it? Like I don't think anybody actually listens to it. So hey, do you have to adapt and try something different like TikTok because that's all that people can handle right now? I don't know, but the point is the play, again, you continually elevate the play and find the best way, but just remember sometimes your play stops working. You'll know it stops working, and then you have to try and do something a little bit differently. So feedback is really, really important. For you all, it's probably Google reviews or reviews on your website as a way. But even if, I don't think that everybody fills out surveys or everybody does reviews, so call people. Hey, how was the experience? What could I have done differently? Like, tell me something that I could do. Hey, I really loved X or Y. Like, how many times do you send something and they call you and say, oh my gosh, that was awesome. Thank you for doing that. Green light, like that's a thing that I got to do next time. For me, we have our Net Promoter Score surveys that we send out. I probably get 100 to 200 responses a day from the surveys. Every single one of them comes to me. I read every single one of them. Even if it's a positive 10 score, the best score that's out there, but they say like, hey, the verbal verification of employment process wasn't that smooth on this deal. Hey, team, what happened on this one? Is it something wrong with the process? Is it a person? Does somebody need to be coached? Like, it's crazy. Like, every tiny piece of feedback I will follow up on because I'm looking to be the best that ever was. The best experience that has ever happened. So for you, get the feedback. Run the play, get the feedback, figure out what you got to do differently. Okay, mindset. This is a little fun. Processes aren't just about how to do a transaction, okay? You can set up your day like a process, winning process, not just what I'm going to do on this transaction. How am I going to set up my day like a process? Things are a little bit different right now. Are you as busy as you were 2-3 years ago? Probably not. Neither are we as a lender. Things are a little bit different in there. Really, really important. Not, I see this, we have 7,000 people. I'm like a super study of like human behavior here. It's easy to step back and pace and let life happen to you. It's easy when the phone isn't ringing as much as it used to, I don't know, take a long breakfast and watch more news, or to be on social media and reading social, not posting social. You should be posting social all the time. But it's just be aware. Are you pacing or not? Like when things slow down, like we're in a crazy industry, both of us. Like when we're running, we are sprinting. Be aware that you can sprint and continue to sprint. Just work as hard, but it's on different things. I heard that the panel was talking the same way. It's like, do all of those things that you didn't think that you had time to do before. Most importantly, don't make excuses. Don't tell me, hey, Melinda, like I know there's no inventory out there, rates are too high. People, don't do it. Like we all justify away things, and it's just not good to push us forward to do the next great thing. So people need proper motivation. I get it. Again, 7,000 people. I got to motivate them to care about what they do and to actually do what I want them to do. To me, how do I get motivated? I look at everything as a challenge. I am a competitive, crazy person, quietly competitive. You won't know. I'm like the silent killer type, I think. But to me, I look at everything as a challenge. I want to be the best that's ever been in mortgages. Ever. I don't just want to be, okay, deliver, I want to be the best. That's my goal. You don't have to be that. Like somebody said earlier, it's like, hey, you got to choose your lifestyle. If you want more time, you want more money, you want more, work harder, whatever it is. For others, sometimes like taking care of a team is a motivation. I look at that as a motivation. I have 7,000 people that I have to do great business to my mortgage brokers and real estate professionals out there. Because if I don't, and I don't have the business, then, we as a lender get smaller. And hey, does it mean that we're going to lose people, whatever? No, I look at one of my other motivations is taking care. I got 7,000 people to take care of. I have to make the right business decisions. I have to keep being the best that ever was because I got 7,000 people to take care of, okay? So if you can have a team, maybe that's your motivation. Another one can be finding your why. Bets and contests, I love those too. So whatever it's going to take. Sometimes it's somebody holding you accountable to have that motivation. So really, really important. All right, I see my running out of time here. All right, structure your day. This is the important part. Thinking about processes again. Think how you want to structure your day. Define the goal. Say, okay, I'm going to do X today. I'm going to go visit X number of people. I'm going to put X number of TikTok posts in a month. I'm going to do X number of Facebook posts. Run your day like it's a process, okay? It will work, I promise you. Be purposeful in it. One of my favorite lines is hope is not a strategy, okay? You want your world to change and you want to go get more business even in a time like this. You can't just sit back and hope. You got to be real purposeful with what it is that you want to do. So put processes in place for your day, just like your transactions, and hold yourself accountable to hit those. So thank you so much. You were a wonderful audience. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for being here today. Appreciate you.
All right.